All right, Coach. So now that you've had a couple of weeks to reflect on everything and let everything kind of sink in, just give me your general thoughts on how the fall season went this year.
I really think we had a good fall, really coming off of last year's great season, but disappointment in the end with the two losses at UCLA. It kind of fueled our fire a little bit, a little fire in the belly, but I felt like overall we had a good fall. We faltered a little bit at the end against Memphis in our last fall game, but I felt like our girls really came to work. The dedication, the effort, the attitude that they put in the entire fall was something that's been different in the last 3 years before that I've been here. So I'm excited about seeing the girls coming back in the spring ready to go.
And you talked about it a little bit. The Memphis loss, probably not the way that we would have wanted to finish out the season, but at the same time, do you think that maybe that could serve as maybe a reminder to the girls heading into this break that they always need to bring their best and kind of help to refocus them?
Well, I think a lot of it had to do with, we played a lot of junior colleges and some Division II schools early on, and we handled those teams pretty good, and then got an opportunity to play a really good Memphis team. And we played well for most of the time. We faltered a couple of innings and just kind of got ourselves into a little bit of trouble and couldn't recuperate from that. But it's fall ball. We learned from it. I'm glad we did. It could have been a lot different of us just kind of beating up on teams. So I think it just kind of humbled us a little bit and refocused us for what we need to try to do to prepare the spring because of our spring schedule and the direction that we're trying to go. We're trying to take that next step in our process here, and that's of course to not only win a super regional now, but to get to Oklahoma City.
And obviously, with the season that we had last year, advanced to the super regionals and everything, there's a lot of talent returning to this team. Who are some of the returning players that kind of stood out to you this fall, the way they played?
Of course, Caitlin Lee is Caitlin Lee, and what she was able to do last year. She had her normal fall. She struggled a little bit, but not to worry. I think she's going to be on track. I think Brittany Finney had a great fall in the circle. Swung the bat pretty good. We've got some good young freshmen coming in. Allie Mena out of Miami. She had a great fall offensively and defensively. Celeste Wood, a transfer from Michigan State. Autumn Gillespie, who we really need to replace behind the plate. She did an outstanding job behind the plate, good defensive as well as good power. Abby Latham can swing the bat a little bit as a freshman. And then Alex Schneider, senior first baseman, who's kind of back on track, which she kind of had a good freshman year, kind of struggled a little bit sophomore and junior. She had a really good fall, probably her best fall of the 4 years that she's been here. And then there's been a battle at third base between Dylan Stansel and freshman Amanda Roth. Those two are battling for that third base spot, and I love the discipline and the focus that they both have, and they're really good friends. And so it's going to be exciting once they come back in the spring to see kind of who goes out and wins that job. And if the one that doesn't win the job could potentially be in that DP spot, or we could potentially move her somewhere else. So, and we're deep in the circle. Morgan Bruce has really added a few pitches, and she's really focused because of the disappointment probably at the end of the year last year, not getting to throw a whole bunch. And we've got the two seniors, Alyssa and Alicia, that are going to kind of stay focused on what they're doing, and two new freshmen, Ava Tillman and Anna Morgan, who are really going to bring a different dynamic to our pitching staff. And then, of course, our pitching coach change with Ashley Chastain. What a remarkable individual she is, and what she's going to bring to our team, I think, is a huge dynamic and a great teacher, motivator, and she's an absolutely great recruiter too.
With Thanksgiving coming up here in a couple of days, it kind of feels like there's an eternity left between now and the season actually starting. But at the same time, it's kind of going to be here before we know it. Just how excited are you to get the 2018 season rolling?
Well, we're excited. The tough thing is when you go through a fall is you're dangling a carrot out there for them to get to, but the carrot isn't until February. So you're trying to stay focused on your plan ahead. And now Thanksgiving hits, and everybody's kind of taking a break a little bit, trying to recoup after a tough fall, the grind of the fall. And now you get a week or two left, and then it's back to the 6 weeks of them on their own trying to prepare for the spring season. So I think our girls are, like I said, primed and ready. I think they really know what's going to be at stake for the spring and what they need to do to prepare themselves to get ready. We have great competition out there, and that's what's exciting. I think we've really changed a culture here, and it's a competitive culture. It's a belief that we can be on the field with anybody, and I think we proved that last year to ourselves. We proved it to, the people in the Ole Miss community, and I think across the country. So it's going to be exciting 2018. I'm really looking forward to seeing what our girls do.